Hey everyone, this is Annie Hedgpeth from People Work, and this is the series where I read you my blog posts so that you don't have to, in a series called The Reading Corner. This blog post is called Networking in College, and it's about what it sounds like, and it was originally posted November 18th, 2025. When I was in college, I was in film school at a state university, and my department faculty was made up of people working in the industry, and they were teaching as adjunct professors for the steady income. That was a huge asset to us as students because they really harped on the importance of getting us out there and working. They also ensured that our projects really ran professionally. We became like mini production companies, and each of us ended up taking on different roles regularly. I noticed there was a huge gap in casting. Everyone was getting their friends to be in their films, and none of them were actual actors. I thought, surely there are actors in the theater department who would love to get some actual film footage for their reels, who would be willing to work for free. So I posted flyers in the theater department, but I didn't get much traction. The hustle. How I created professional experience from scratch. It was time to go broader. I started contacting talent agencies in the area, and I asked them if any of them had any up-and-coming talent in need of footage that we could provide with our student films. I found a few that loved the idea, and I supplemented the rest with Craigslist ads. I started holding full-scale auditions with talent from the area and casting our student films with amazing talent. It was such a great practice for everyone involved because it added a level of professionalism to our shoots. Once the word got around, I was soon seeing even seasoned local actors at my auditions. They would audition for our student films simply because they wanted to stay in practice and meet the young talent who would soon be in the business. I also started using local filmmakers' studio spaces to hold auditions for more of a professional vibe. It was all coming together, and I was having a blast doing it. I wasn't an actor, so I had very little experience with how auditions actually worked. I had one or two PA, which is production assistant, paid gigs where I watched how the casting sessions worked, but that was it really. I mostly just made it up as I went along. Eventually, I started getting casting assistant gigs because of the work I had done in school. At one of my school auditions, a really lovely, seasoned local actor complimented my auditions and said that they were so professional and that I should meet this local casting director that he had worked with a lot. I couldn't believe it. It was happening. It also felt really good to be recognized for the hard work that I had been doing and to be validated that I was doing it right. He set up the meeting and I started interning for her the following semester. I couldn't believe it all just fell into place. After school was over, I began working with her full time, and soon after she made me an associate casting director. Why hustle and grit still win in today's job market? Now, before you start telling me about how things are different now, that you can't just put up some flyers and get a job, let me tell you, I know, and I validate that. Yes, indeed, things are different now. But people are still people, and they want to help other people, especially when they show some hustle and grit and selflessness. Low stakes networking, trading perspective for professional connections. I've been talking to a lot of college students lately, seeking to understand their unique perspectives, and those connections matter. It's a win-win. I get the data that I need to refine my process, and they get to learn how to network in a low-stakes atmosphere. They probably don't think that they're doing anything special because they're just giving their perspective on things, but to me, it's extremely valuable. And because of that, they build trust with me, a person in an established career, most likely with more professional connections than they already have. They just expanded their network and enabled access to future opportunities with very little effort. Now, they aren't just a resume to me. They are people with thought out perspectives who will help other people out, and I will remember that. Obviously, networking can lead to opportunities, but the equally as important benefits that are less talked about are it shows your authenticity to create relationships, not just reaching out when you need something. It grows your confidence, so when you're in an interview, you elicit trust. They're more likely to believe that you know what you're talking about. In college, you can do a lot of free projects for people to gain experience, and this gives you two benefits. Number one, people will be grateful and speak well of you. It helps you to build goodwill. And number two, it builds your experience and gives you something to put on your resume. Conclusion. The biggest takeaway that I want students to get is that you don't have to wait for permission to create the value that you know you're capable of bringing to the table. Had I waited for the perfect opportunity instead of creating my own opportunity, then I'd have missed it. There was nothing magical about what I did. I simply saw a gap, realized how my skill set could solve it, and I jumped in. This allowed me to be transformed from a faceless resume to a trusted person who was already delivering value while still in school. I was developing my skills and training myself for the way that I wanted to show up in my career. I was building trust in my community, establishing authentic relationships, and just as importantly, having a lot of fun doing it. What have you been waiting for permission to do? Go create value and see what opportunities arise. I can't wait to hear about it. That's all I got today, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe for more of this type of content.